Okay, my common denominator is 15, so I'm going to put it there. Okay, and then 3 goes into 15 how many times? Well, 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, 5 goes into 15 3 times. 3 times 2 is 6. There's a plus in between them. Pretty much the same thing, right? It's just, this is the way I would do it if this was grade 8. Grade 11, I'm just going to do it like that. Okay? And you'll see why in a few minutes. What's a common denominator between 6 and 4? If you see the lowest is 12, that's great. If not, you could use 24. It'll work, right? You know, if you ever can't figure it out, you just multiply these together. It's just you'll have less simplifying to do later on if you find the lowest one. So lowest between 6 and 4 is 12. All right? How many times does 6 go into 12? 2. 2 times 5 is 10. How many times does 4 go in there? 3 times. 3 times 1 is 3, and there's a minus in between there. Okay? So that is 7 twelfths. By the way, that one was 16 fifteenths. Okay? And then you get 3. Oh no. Do you do the first 2 first? Or do you do the second 2, and then you do the third? Or do you just do all 3 at the same time? Sure. What's the common denominator between 8, 3, and 12? 24. So you write it. Okay? And then one at a time. How many times does 8 go in there? 3 times. I'm going to write it like that. 3 times 7, you know that's 21, right? Okay. How many times does 3 go in 24? 8. So 2 times 8 is 16. I got a minus in there. Okay, this is a plus. 12 goes in there twice. So 2 times 5, of course, is 10. All right? So this is still over 24, right? That's 21 minus 16. That's 5 plus 10, 15 24ths, right? And if you can reduce it, if you can simplify it, that red looks a lot different than it does I was going to say at home in room 109. Can I reduce this? Yeah, 3 goes in that 8 times. 3 goes in that 5 times. That's the same as 5/8. Okay? All right. That's when the grade 8 stuff stops and the grade 11 stuff starts. Now we're going to get, instead of numbers, just some x's. Okay? Simplify. That means add them or subtract them. Okay? We want to simplify it. It's the same thing as that. I wish I could show you all at the same time here. Okay? That says simplify. Add or subtract as indicated. Simplify. Same thing. All right. So first you got to find the common denominator. What's the lowest common denominator between 4, 5, and 10? Okay? Write it small. Again, I'm doing this freehand, so it's going to be kind of messy. Okay? 20. How many times does 4 go into 20? 5. 5 times 3x. Okay? Plus. How many times does 5 go into 20? 4. 4 times x. Got a minus. How many times does 10 go in 20? 2 times. So 2 times 7x. Okay? It's the same as we did right there. Right? It's the same thing. I guess I could have put a 20 here, right? And a 20 there and a 20 there, just like grade 8 method, but let's do it like that for reasons you'll see later. All right, that's it. I just got to simplify it. I got 5 times 3x, that's 15x, and got 4x, and minus 14x, all over 20. I just want to collect these guys. That's 19 minus 14, or 5x, over 20. Okay? Let's write it so we can see it. Yes, we can. I can go more. Okay? Does 5 go into 20? Yep. 5 goes into itself once. 5 goes into 20 4 times. X times 1 is X over 4, which is a quarter X. That's right too. Okay, but just leave it like that. Look kind of weird? All we're doing is adding fractions. Okay? Need a common denominator to add fractions. What's common between 3 and 6? 6. Let's use a different color. Okay, so that's my lowest common denominator. How many times does 3 go in 6? 2 times. So I multiply this by 2. That's why we want to get in the habit of using brackets, right? Because if I didn't put brackets there, it'd be wrong. Plus, how many times does 6 go into itself? Once. You don't have to write the 1, but I'm going to put it there anyway. Okay? Still over 6. Distributive law, that's 6a minus 2. And 1 times all of that, that's just the thing itself, right? Okay, 6a and 4a is 10a. Negative 2 plus 5 is 3. It's still over 6. If I can reduce that, I would. But is there a number that goes into 10, 3, and 6? So it's done, okay? Whatever you do, don't, like, remember the quadratic formula, how we had a big discussion about, well, can I write it like this? Sure. And I can reduce that to a half? Sure. But why bother, guys? That's just fine, okay? If I'm telling you that's okay, why do more work? Right? That's the same as this, but why bother? Okay? What's common between 8 and 3? 24. 8 goes into 24 3 times. So multiply the first expression by 3. It's a subtract between them. 3 goes into 24 8 times. I don't know if I want to say this, but I've had this comment in the past. Someone said, hey, that's like cross multiplying. Visually, it kind of is, you know, but it's different. I don't know, right? Well, you just took the 3 and you multiplied it here, and you just took the 8 and you multiplied it there. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if that's helpful, but you know, for some people, they went, yeah, okay, that helps. Okay, well, whatever. 8 times 3 is 24y minus 9 minus 16y minus 8 all over 24. Okay, how many y's do I got? 24 minus 16 is 8. Minus 9 minus 8 is minus 17 over 24. 17 is a prime number, so that one's done. Okay. Just a couple more, and you can practice on your own. Okay, you remember when, if this is helpful, you added these. I just answered this to a kid in grade 10 2 days ago. All right? Whoa. How do I add those two fractions? These two. 3 and a third. You need a common denominator, just like always. Oh, yeah, it's not good, is it? All right. Okay, well, don't write this, okay? I'll write underneath and I'll get rid of it. 3 and 1/3. Those are fractions. How do you add them? That one doesn't have a denominator. Yeah, okay. Well, do we see why I'm saying this? Okay, So now you can add them. Of course, 3 over 1, I need to make that an equivalent ratio with 3. Well, let's do it the way we're doing it. So I would go, well, 3. 1 goes into 3 3 times, so that's 9. 3 goes into 3 once, so that's still 1. That's 10/3, right? Okay? So, if it helps, do that. And if you don't think you need that, right? You're too cool, then don't, right? Fine. What's the common denominator between 2, 1, and 8? 8. Okay? So I got 3 terms now. 2 goes into 8 4 times. So 4 times this guy. 1 goes into 8 8 times. So it's 8 times that guy. And 8 goes into itself once, so it's minus 1. Do you see how the 1's kind of helpful now? All right? You don't have to, but make sure that minus is minus everything here. If you don't have brackets, that's going to be wrong, isn't it? Okay? So that is 28x plus 12 plus 24x minus x plus 3. Okay? Negative times a negative. Everybody okay with that? Don't hear any complaints. Okay, got lots of x's. I got 28 and 24, that's 52. Take away 1 is 51x. And I have 12 and 3 is 15, all over 8. Anything else I can do to that? 51 looks prime, doesn't it? Or maybe 3 goes in that. Does 3 go in that, Dana? Yeah, good. So it's not. But anyway, can't reduce it. Though that's odd, that's even. Okay. Do you like putting the 1 there? Just, I'm curious. Is that helpful? Yeah, okay. Then do it. Lowest common denominator between 1, 9, and 3 is 9. 1 goes in there 9 times. 9 times 4. I know it's 36. I just want to be consistent, right? Minus. 9 goes into 9 once. Let's put a 1. 3 goes into 9 3 times, so minus 3 times 5 minus 3y. Okay? Got it, Lewis?
Yeah.
What's the top simplify to?
I haven't really tried that.
And you might want to pay attention.
I was thinking it's not the last 5 seconds.
Okay, 36 take away 15, well 36 and 4 is 40, take away 15 is 25. Okay, minus 1y plus 9y, that's 8y over 9. And I think that one's done too. Does it matter what order these top ones are in? That's 8y plus 25 over 9, doesn't matter, okay? Yeah. Okay, couple more and that's it for part 1. Simplify. Express in lowest terms. Isn't that saying the same thing? Yeah, it's kind of saying the same thing twice, isn't it? And indicate non-permissible values, because now we have a variable in the denominator. You notice when they were numbers, not one question had a 0. Add that. We're not going to give you that. But that could happen here, couldn't it? So let's get that out of the way. X can't be a what? 0. That's it. Right? 0, 0, 0. If x isn't 0, I'm fine. Everything's okay. What's the common denominator between x, x, and x? I don't need a 3x. I don't need an x cubed. No. right? Just think, if that was a 4 and a 4 and a 4, I mean, why would I go 4 times 4 times 4? You could do it, you just got a lot more simplifying to do later, right? Okay, this is just x. How many times does x go into itself? 1 times 2. How many times does x go into itself? 1 times 7. Now, how many times does x go into itself? 1 times 1. Okay? What is 2 plus 7 minus 1? 8. Okay? Don't overthink it. Okay, notice how these are all the same denominators? Okay, well, tomorrow they won't be. Common denominators 2a. Okay, so all I have to do, guys, is go, that's times 1, that's times 1, just add it all up. Add your two numerators, right? If this was 6/4 plus 3/4, I would just write the common denominator, just like I did, and I would just add 6 and 3, wouldn't I? Okay, that's exactly what we're doing here. Sorry? Oh, geez. Okay, if I have the same denominator, I just write the denominator, just like I did here, and I would just add 6 and 3 on the top. That's all I'm doing, is adding this and adding that, right? Okay, so 5a and a, can you see that? Oh, geez. Is 6a. And 3 take away 6 is minus 3, all over 2a. I want to look to see if I can simplify that. I can't. So that's it. Oh, I forgot my restriction. What can't a be? Go back to the original question. It can't be 0. Okay? So let's start with that one. Y can't be what here? 1/3. If it's 1/3, I get 1, take away 1. That's not good, can't do it. Okay? So, that's my common denominator. It's the same thing. So I'm just going to go 3y minus 1 over 3y, excuse me, minus 1. What's anything divided by itself? Yeah. Okay? That's a factor. It's not a term. I'm not canceling out 3y over 3y and minus 1 over minus 1. I'm canceling out the whole thing. Again, if you want to think brackets, they're in brackets. Okay? All right, last one. This one's a little different because I'm going to add this to this. How many times does this go into itself? Now I'm going to write a 1 here. Why am I going to write a 1 here? Because if I don't, guess what I don't do? I don't make that 4 a negative, do I? Okay? If you just add all this across, remember that's in brackets, right? That minus applies to the 2x and it applies to the 4, so be careful. So I got 4x and 10 minus 2x minus 4 all over x plus 3. So 4x take away 2x is 2x. 10 take away 4 is 6 over x plus 3. Am I done? Oh, what can I do? I could take a 2 out of the top, couldn't I? All over x plus 3. Okay, lowest terms, simplify. Can I cancel something here? There's a factor on the top and a factor on the bottom. This is just 2. But this answer says x can be anything. What did I forget? Yes, x cannot be negative 3. Okay? As long as it's not negative 3, my answer is 2. That's okay. Okay, because there's just one term here, I got the minus sign on that, right? I could have went, yeah, minus 1 times 1, I still get minus 1 either way. Because there's two terms, this minus applies to everything in the brackets.
So you put one from the two terms.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, you don't have to, do you? You could just go minus, but make sure you have brackets. I just think it's helpful to think that goes in itself one time, then put the brackets, okay? I recommend you doing that. Having said that, a lot of people won't. They won't put brackets, and then they'll not subtract 4, they'll add it, right? So be careful. Here's just one term, so it didn't matter. Okay, that's it. If you want to start that, if you get all done, feel free, but today I'm just giving you 1 to 4 odds. Can you see that? Yeah. And you have 18 minutes to do it.